Welcome back to the Dad Days, everyone. Today we are making chocolate coconut pecan sourdough brownies. Let's go. That's what it looks like. Okay, this is everything that we'll be using to make the brownies. We have all-purpose flour and cocoa powder and melted coconut oil. We're using dates, vanilla, coconut flour, shredded coconut. We're using 3 different kinds of coconut. We're using pecans. We're sweetening this with dates. So I'll go through everything. I'm going to be measuring by weight. I will also include in the description the actual measurements, like a quarter cup or whatever like that. But today in the video, I'm going to be measuring by weight with a scale. Usually I recommend using a scale when possible. I'll have a link in my description of a scale that I recommend, but let's move forward with the recipe. First things first, step 1 is to soak your dates in hot water. You need 100 grams of dates, and then you just cover them in hot water and let them soak for 10 minutes. I already did that, so they're soaking now. We're gonna move on and start mixing all of our dry ingredients together in the bowl. We're starting with 30 grams of all-purpose flour. We're going to add 25 grams of cacao powder. We're going to add 25 grams of coconut flour. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now just mix all those dry ingredients together. I'm going to be using this little smoothie maker to blend the dates. You want to add, this is a half of a tablespoon, but you want to add 2 to 3 tablespoons of liquid, or enough to be able to make the dates a smooth paste consistency. We're going to be blending them all together. So I'm adding some liquid. I'm going to strain this water and add the dates to here. Okay, I'll blend that up. We'll be adding our date paste to a pot. We're going to be adding all of our wet ingredients to the pot and mixing all of our wet ingredients together. Okay. To the date paste, I'm adding 120 grams of sourdough discard. We're mixing all the wet ingredients into this one container. Then we'll mix those together. Then we'll incorporate them into the dry ingredients. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. I'm going with melted coconut oil. You can also use butter, but I'm just going all out with the coconut in this recipe. So we got the shredded coconut, we got coconut flour, we got coconut oil. Really trying to have them be nice and coconutty. So we got the coconut oil. We also have 2 eggs going in. Then we just mix that up. Okay, now we gently mix the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients until just combined. I'm just gonna slowly mix it together, incorporating a little bit at a time. That way you can avoid too many lumps. The coconut flour is very dry and absorbent, so sometimes it can take a little bit more work to get it incorporated. Slow and steady wins the race. All the ingredients are incorporated together. Now we fold in the shredded coconut and the pecans. I also realized I forgot to add my vanilla to the wet ingredients, so I'm just gonna add a splash of vanilla right now. It calls for a 1/4 teaspoon. I just winged it. Once you've folded your pecans and shredded coconut into the batter, you add it to a greased dish. I'm using a round 8-inch dish. You can also use an 8x8. It's probably what I normally would use, but mine's dirty right now. This will be fine. So go ahead and put your batter in. Spread it out. I'm using a little parchment paper on the bottom, just as extra precautionary so it doesn't stick. And you know what? I'm gonna be fancy. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna be fancy and add a little bit of pecans and shredded coconut to the top. And that coconut will get a little bit toasty in the oven. And just a little bit of sea salt over the top. Okay, that's what it looks like before. It goes in the oven for 18 to 22 minutes. Here are the finished brownies. For me, they took about 20 minutes. I would say just check them every minute or two once they get to 17, 18 minutes. I don't know how your oven performs. I was using one of these little cake tester gadgets that you poke in, and it came out fairly clean at about 20 minutes. I don't mind a little bit of gooiness in my brownies, but the finished brownies, they rose nicely, they puffed up. So we'll let them cool just a little bit, and then we'll cut a piece and see what it looks like. Let's cut this open and check out what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's obviously not the exact texture of a regular brownie, but I would call this a healthy brownie. There's no refined sugar. It's sweetened by dates. It's organic cacao. Everything was organic. The flours and everything come from Azure standard. Organic coconut flour, organic coconut, organic all-purpose flour, organic coconut oil. Everything is organic, and it's all clean. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. If you don't want to miss my new videos, hit that bell, that notification bell on your screen. And as always, stay tuned for more Dad Days.